this upcoming election, I will regain both seats by landslide. I stated this at the last meeting. 2025, I will landslide everyone. Guess what? I am the 21st century. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks. I am. And as I always say, Martin Luther King had the dream, but guess what? I am the dream. Sometimes you have a Judas. You have people in your camp that's just destroying everything from within. So many misleading statements that people make with no facts. And so many people that the fake news they interview and just talk. And that's why I got no respect for them, because they supposed to be a journalist. So when people talk about theft and dumbass shit like that, yeah, I cuss. It's stupid.
So we had another long-winded rant from Tiffany Henyard on her Facebook.
No matter how y'all feel about it. Trump, if you watching this live, call me. This is your super mayor. Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor, people's supervisor.
If you've been keeping up with the circus at Thornton Township, you already know the drama. But first, let me put you on lawyer cam. People enjoy watching the lawyer just going through it as he does not respond at all and just looks like he's not conscious. But anyway, let me talk to you while you look at the lawyer. Tiffany Henyard loves talking about coming together and working as one all of a sudden, but let's be real. It seems like it's just talk.
Gonzalez and Carlisle say they're fed up with what they see as a messy and dysfunctional board and believe major changes are needed for the township to progress.
We're not going to be part of the circus. We're not going to be part of the game that just continually keeps going. And so that's really kind of where we're at, unfortunately. We just want to get some responsible adult, communication and try to do the right thing by the citizens.
Just because somebody's doing something doesn't mean progress is happening, but we need to know that progress is actually being made and the best things are being done for Thornton Township. And if that means we stop for a moment to, allow for a better process to happen, we don't just keep going with the chaos.
The township is stuck in a deadlock and she's holding the keys to this gridlock. While she calls out trustees for not showing up, she's the first to bulldoze over anyone who doesn't agree with her. Now she's talking about unity and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's get into it. So let's talk about the township meeting, or more accurately, the meeting that didn't happen. Tiffany Henyard showed up ready to work, or at least give a speech, but the two trustees didn't. She knew a day ago that they weren't going to show up, but she still had to show up and, I guess, show out, like she likes to say. Instead of diving into some solutions, Henyard used this moment, as usual, to call out trustees for their absence, blaming them for everything from unpaid bills to stalled community services.
We are not able to handle the business which you coming here to get services for your light, your gas, your water, your mortgage, your rental assistance, and also burial assistance. All these things are crucial to our community, which is 17 other cities and villages. I wish they would come to us and get our side before they go and putting out fake news, as they always have done and continue to do.
Then she gets into her rant about spending a lot of time telling the residents how better things are under her leadership, surpluses. The message is basically, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to the township.
We had a $4.5 million deficit, guys. This is under Frank Zuccarelli, the previous supervisor. Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all didn't come out. Y'all didn't say a word when he was here. But now that I'm here, and now things are better, things are growing, things have, how can I say, changed for the better of Thornton Township. Now that you have that, it seems as though everybody wants to attack you. Did you know that we got surpluses of, $5.4 million in the GA fund, 2.6, I believe, but I'm gonna announce this in my report because I got it already down. But we have all this right now currently. We'll have no deficit in not one account. Even Highway Commission account has surpluses.
But the reality, the township is stuck in this neutral stance because no one can work together. Henyard has kept the spotlight on herself, brushing over the fact that she is just as much of the problem and a dysfunction as anyone else. Considering all the lawsuits from the former Thornton Township employees that's still under some scrutiny here, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Tiffany Henyard didn't waste any time, continue putting herself in the spotlight with the trustee's absence. She went on that monologue on how she's basically single-handedly saving the township, talks about the financial surpluses, $4.2 million here, $2.6 million there, $2.2 property tax refund just waiting to go back to the homeowners. But here's the thing, a lot of these claims are coming with no proof, no hard numbers, no detailed breakdowns to show where the money is or how it's being managed. So for someone who insists on talking about transparency and accountability, Henyard sure does like to do a lot of finger pointing without showing her work. She blames the trustees for holding up progress, but what about her responsibility in providing clear, documented plans? Where's the evidence that she's actually working with these trustees? She talks about, look at my surpluses, but where are the receipts? This is where she goes on Facebook Live to double down on all the things that she likes to talk about.
So when people talk about theft and dumbass shit like that, yeah, I cuss, because it's stupid. You got to know the character of a person. That ain't what I do. I care about loving on people. I care about giving back. I care about you.
So she talks about this vacant trustee seat. As you guys know, that trustee Jerry Jones has resigned and the board needs to approve a replacement. Henyard says this is necessary to break the current gridlock and keep the township running smoothly.
Jerry Jones, he was a trustee here at Thornton Township. He resigned. And when he resigned, his seat became vacant, creating a vacancy of trustee. Tonight on the agenda, we was going to fill that vacancy. They chose not to show up due to the fact they didn't want to fill the vacancy. That's what it's all about. Not filling the vacancy and not paying the bills. They have gridlocked the township and they have stopped us from moving forward as relates to certain things. Because as you know, people, I am the only one that's over the GA department. That's how I am able to still produce food boxes for you, give you different things as relates to general assistance, but I cannot just vote alone on general fund. The general fund, the board must say yay or nay on moving forward. So I want to point that out to what's going on. The appointment tonight would have helped balance our board, which we need. Currently now it's either gridlock with 2-2 or people don't show up. So we cannot move our township forward. And that's what's going on right now.
She might have a point with the gridlock is being real, but her insistence on filling a seat without any kind of transparency seems to be less about progress and more about ensuring that she has a loyal ally, another rubber stamp vote on the board. That's one of the reasons why Trustee Gonzalez and Carlisle are not at the meeting. What's ironic is that Henyard calls out Trustee Carlisle for being appointed under questionable circumstances.
Trustee Carmen Carlisle has criticized my appointment, yet she fails to acknowledge that she was appointed under identical circumstances. For those that don't know, Trustee Carlisle was appointed to her seat as trustee. And she currently now do not want you guys to do the same process, which is come before the board and get the appointment. This selective accountability is a clear example of political deflection.
Saying that Carlisle's actions are hypocritical now that she's resisting the appointment of someone new. But here's the kicker, and they talked about this in the statement that Trustee Gonzalez and Carlisle made yesterday. Henyard herself was appointed as a supervisor in a similar fashion. So at this point, they want to move away from this process. And Tiffany wants to continue the process because she's benefited from the very process that she's now criticizing. I think at least for Trustee Gonzalez, he realized that he made a mistake, and to continue the same mistakes don't make a whole lot of sense. It's also fair to ask if another appointed trustee loyal to Henyard is really the solution. Yeah, it could break the gridlock in the short term, but it may deepen the divide by reinforcing her dominance across the board. Maybe it's time for a fresh start, someone that's truly independent, someone who can work with both sides and rebuild trust in the township leadership. Between accusations of fake news and promises to sue anyone defaming her, which I guess could be including me.
They just put it out there. And that's why when I sue everybody, because I'm coming, I'm coming, for defaming my name, defaming my character, and this conspiracy to try to destroy Tiffany Henyard, I will come for everyone. Know that. This is facts. It's not fiction.
This live felt less like a leader addressing her community and more like someone trying to control the narrative. She repeated the same talking points: surpluses, progress, unity. But again, no proof. If the numbers are real, why not show the receipts? Why not share the reports? Now, I know that she's looking to set up her own YouTube channel. She has a YouTube channel. You guys can subscribe if you want. I know a few people in the chat last night were not interested in subscribing, but if you want to keep up with the mayor, let's see how long this YouTube channel actually stays up. When it came to self-comparisons, you may be subscribing to a person that likens themselves to Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks.
We are so much better if we just band together for once in our lives. Guess what? I am the 21st century. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks. I am. And as I always say, Martin Luther King had the dream, but guess what? I am the dream. And you can be too. But you gotta want it. And you have to want to have unity amongst our communities and stop all the internal fighting, because it's not getting us anywhere.
She is one of the most confident people I know. The confidence is great, but it always feels over the top, especially considering the township is stuck in neutral with no signs of progress anytime soon. If you're going to call yourself a modern day civil rights icon, maybe make sure the community isn't falling apart under your watch. When things go wrong, it's everyone else's fault. And at the meeting, and obviously on Facebook Live, she blamed the trustees for not showing up, for spreading fake news, and unnamed critics for defaming her. And here's the thing, blaming others is easy. What's hard is leading by example and proving your claims with facts. If Henyard has the township finances in great shape, why are the trustees and residents left guessing about how these surpluses magically appeared? It's also worth pointing out that Henyard repeatedly talks about unity and working together all of a sudden, but her actions don't match her words. She has a habit of steamrolling anyone who doesn't agree with her. She frames opposition as sabotage, painting herself as the victim of political games, claiming that there's people out there trying to sabotage her, calling these people basically Judas, and she is Jesus, and she's been betrayed.
People in this room that I see today that has either crossed me, betrayed me. I had Judases in my camp, left or right, but yet when they reached across the aisle, I still fed them, I still clothed them, and I still was a friend to them, despite what they might say about me. And that's the difference between me and you. I lead with love, and I don't allow anybody or anyone to harden my heart.
And the problem is that leadership isn't about controlling the narrative, it's about bringing people together, even the ones who don't like you. And right now, Henyard seems more focused on consolidating power than actually finding common ground. Just, going back to the trustee vacancy. Yes, it's a gridlock right now. Without a full board, decisions are stalled, bills aren't paid, and services to residents are at risk. But the way she's approaching the issue by attacking Trustee Carlisle, calling her a liar, and pushing her own agenda raises more questions about her motives. It's clear that Thornton Township needs a reset. The community deserves leaders that can put their egos aside, focus on the issues, and actually work together. At this point, I don't think Henyard has the ability to do that. I mean, if she wants to prove that she's a leader that she claims to be, she needs to back up her words with actions and receipts and work with the trustees that are there. Everyone needs to show up. Everyone needs to step up and show up and hold everyone accountable in ways that benefit the residents, not just their political goals. But at this point, I think Tiffany Henyard and the trustees are playing tug of war, and unfortunately the real losers are the residents. If the bills aren't getting paid, the township services are hanging in limbo, and vital programs, like even the property tax refund Henyard keeps hyping up, are just going to be stuck in neutral. And this is the problem with Tiffany Henyard. Her leadership style is equal parts look at me and don't question me. The constant self-promotion, from comparing herself to civil rights leaders to with these grandstanding speeches, feels more like campaigning than governing. Meanwhile, her refusal to provide some of these transparent details, the fact that she can't work with any of these trustees. So Thornton Township is at its breaking point. And what is going to happen next? I have no idea. Henyard did talk about setting up probably a special board meeting to try to address some of these issues. Henyard needs some transparency. She needs to be able to work with these trustees. You need to find a trustee that is independent, which at this point, I don't know that's even possible. But it would be beneficial if they had someone with their own brain that they can actually think for themselves and not necessarily be a rubber stamp vote for anybody. But I just don't see that happening. And unfortunately, the biggest thing that should be happening, no matter what form of government, talking about local government or national, the focus should be on the people, the residents. They need to remember who they're serving. This isn't about winning the arguments or controlling the board or controlling the narrative. It's about delivering for the people of the township. It's time for her to actually show proof. Work with the trustees and practice the unity that she preaches. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who wins the power struggle. It's about whether Thornton Township can move forward and the residents get the services that they need. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. What you guys think about this story? Let me know. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.